Get on with the show now, D.
That's Bill.
And this is Will.
And today on the Bill and Will Show, we are talking.
Are we going to talk about Batman and Robin?
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
We go to the NBA, man. I give you a list here, as you can see, of the greatest duos of NBA history. We have the number 1 through 10. And if we miss some, Gibson, there's some in your head, let me know. But we got Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We got Karl Malone, John Stockton, Kobe and Shaq, Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, Bob Cousy, Bill Russell, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Julius Erving, Moses Malone, Walt Frazier, and Willis Reed.
Okay, so I got two problems with the list.
Okay.
Is this the numerical order, the greatest?
No. Just from you to choose from.
Okay, because I would not have Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen at number 1. As the greatest duo, I wouldn't have it at number 1. And then number 2, my second problem is Tim Duncan and David Robinson, a duo.
Yeah, I would, and then again, I would like to add to this list. Remember, you do have Steph and Clay. You do have LeBron and D Wade. You have some of these other guys you can pick from.
Well, those guys are still playing.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're not on the list. But I definitely wouldn't have Tim Duncan and David Robinson on this list at all.
Well, who was your top five? They would give me a top 5 out of this.
I'm gonna give you my top 5. I'm glad you asked me that. I'm gonna give you my top 5. Number 1, the best duo in NBA history has got to be Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It has got to be.
Why though? Because he's at his. When Magic Johnson played with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jabbar was old.
Yeah, he was old, but you can play the center position as an old person. But he could still run the floor, and he was still running the floor. And man, I'm telling you, that was the best duo.
Who you got number 2?
Number 2, I'll go with Michael and Scottie Pippen.
Okay. Who you got number 3?
Number 3, I'm gonna go with Kobe and Shaq. Number 4, I'm gonna go with John Stockton and Karl Malone. And then number 5, I'm gonna go with Larry Bird and Kevin McHale. It's hard to argue with that list, I know. I can see it in your face.
I'm gonna start with number 5.
Okay, go up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 5, I'm probably gonna go with John Stockton and Karl Malone as my number 5. And to be honest with you, I want to put them above Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but I just can't because they didn't win any rings. I feel like if you would have put John Stockton in Magic Johnson's place, he would have been even more incredible. Magic Johnson's played with a lot of number 1 picks. Go back to Magic's career. But anyway, we're going to talk more about John Stockton later. Number 4, I'm probably going to go with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson, just because what I just stated. Jabbar was old when they came together, man. I don't know why they think that they coincided in their prime. They didn't. It's more like Magic Johnson and Worthy if you really want to put something up there. Number 3, I'll probably go with Bird and McHale, just because they were in their primes and they played together and they won a lot. I know they didn't win more than Magic, they show, and Hakeem, the Dream, but I would have to go with those 2 just because they both were in their primes. Number 2, I would have to go with, ooh, that's tough. I might have missed somebody there, Gibson. I'll probably go with Magic. I'll probably agree with you, yeah. I'll probably go with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, my number 2. And number 1, I'm definitely going to go with Bill Russell and Bob Cousy because he got 11 rings. So no matter who on Bill Russell's team, he gonna win. So when you got 11 rings, who gonna stop you, baby? So Bill Russell for sure number 1 and Bob Cousy. So that's my list. I got 11 championships on my side. What do you have?
I don't base whether you are good or bad based on rings.
Oh yeah, well, see, there you go.
I don't know why anybody would do that.
That's what we're playing for ultimately.
Yeah,
right?
that's what you're playing for, but just because you don't win one doesn't mean that you wasn't a great player, or you didn't have a great duo, or you wasn't affecting the game. Well, and I go back to players like Dan Marino. He didn't win no rings, but nobody's gonna say that he wasn't one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history.
he's not the best quarterback.
Dan Fouts.
Who?
Dan Fouts from the Chargers.
Dan Fouts is better reporting the game than he is talking about the game. Gibson? Gibson, we got it. Bill Russell got to be number one.
I don't want to put the rings on the paper, on the table, because then you narrowed it down to just players who won rings, and everybody else is irrelevant.
I said Karl Malone was number 4.
But you had some issues with it.
I did have some issues with it, and that's why I put somebody that put rings above them. But we're gonna, split
Charles
hairs.
Barkley didn't win no rings.
That's why we're not talking about him and nobody else up here with a duo.
But you know that he affected the game. When he came to the league, he brought some pain with him. He had to be dealt with when he came to the league.
And then what happened? He got dealt with. Shit, he got dealt with. That's all I'm saying, because he got dealt with, man. He got dealt with.
I just don't. I don't.
He
like
got
that.
dealt with. He got dealt with, Gibson. That's all it is. And I wish Tim Duncan and they would have had maybe Tim Duncan and Mono, Tim Duncan and maybe Tony Parker. I would have went all out.
Everybody on this list won rings.
No,
Let's see. Walt Frazier and Willis Reed didn't. But
Julius Moses Malone didn't.
But Isaiah and Joe did. Tim did. Bob Cousy and Bill Russell did. Larry did. Kobe. Well, John Stockton and Karl Malone didn't win no rings.
Facts.
Magic and Jabbar and Michael and Scotty, they won rings. So almost seven of 10 won rings.
And I might want to take John Stockton and Karl Malone out and put in Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. Because you know what, I got a real beef to pick with Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan over the Dream Team?
And they didn't take Isaiah
Thomas.
But that didn't have nothing to do with Magic. That was all Michael Jordan.
No, that was Magic Johnson that did
that.
That wasn't Magic.
That was Magic. That was all Michael Jordan.
That was Magic Johnson at the time. They had a beef. It was Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson ruled the league back then, not Jordan. Magic Johnson ruled the NBA when they was putting that Dream Team together. He was passing the torch to Michael, but at that time, the face of the NBA was Magic Johnson at the time. Even though Jordan just came up winning his first championship, Magic Johnson was the man. And I hate that, and maybe Isaiah was done a little bit. Maybe he was done in '92, but he deserves to be on that team.
He did deserve to be on the team. He definitely deserved to be on the team.
But
I don't believe it was Magic Johnson, because him and Magic would always kiss when they come out on the floor, on the cheek kiss.
They still had a beef.
You remember that? I don't know where that came from.
Who you had?
At number 1?
Yeah.
Magic and Kareem, number 1. Because it was showtime, baby. It was exciting to watch them.
And I know
Michael and Scotty wasn't exciting. Michael and Scotty wasn't exciting because Jordan was looking mad and like he was all put out all the time. But Magic, he made you smile, man. He made it look like it was a game show. That's why he's the greatest.
Best players with him.
What you talking about? He had all the best players.
He played with like 4 or 5 number 1 picks probably.
Well, it was dead last until he came. That's why he had the number 1 picks on the team. It's not his fault that they was garbage before he got there. That's why he got on the team, because they had the second pick or the first pick in the draft. They picked up.
Lakers ain't never been garbage. Stop. Let's stop.
Well, how they get matched with the first pick?
How the Celtics get the number 1 pick all those years? They played with a whole bunch of number 1 picks too. Back there in the game, they put the best players on, and they were picked. I don't know how they did the picks back in the day. I need to go back and research, but you playing with Worthy, a number 1 pick. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, number 1 pick.
But like you said, he was older when he got there.
Now he old.
I said he was old, but you can play center at an older age. You don't have to be 22 to play 1, 2, and 3 position. At the center position, you could be in your 40s.
Wait a second. Did I not mention Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal? Wait a minute. I'm tripping.
You are tripping.
I'm tripping.
You want to go back over my list?
Yes, I need to go back. No, I need to go back over my list.
Let's look at the list carefully.
Yeah, let's start this over with.
And let's start at number 5.
Number 5.
Okay.
I'm sorry, number 5.
Last time you had John Stockton and Karl Malone at number 5.
They're out.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. Okay, so let's move it up. At number 4.
Well, put Isaiah and Dumars at number 4.
At number 5, all these guys are going to have champions in it. I'm tripping.
Oh, man. Here we go with that mess.
At number 5, I'm going to go with Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas. Just because they are champions. and I'm gonna probably kick them off and move to number 6, and I'm putting in Tim Duncan and David Robinson as my number 5.
They wasn't a duo.
All right, they were a duo. They played at the same time.
But they played on the same team, but they wasn't a duo.
Number 4, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to break this really down because this is some craziness. I'm gonna pick Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at number 4.
Oh my God!
At number 3, I'm gonna have Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. At number 2, I'm gonna have Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. I know it's the first time anybody's put Pippen's name in front of Jordan, but I'm giving him the respect also. At number 1, I'm going with still Bill Russell with 11 rings because he combined for more rings than a lot of these dudes up there.
That's a good list. I don't have a problem with the list, but
Kobe.
this is what I do have a problem with. You can't put those guys up there just
You
because they got rings.
you didn't put Kobe in the list. That's craziness. I don't even know how I skipped over him. The best duo ever probably.
Because they wasn't a good duo.
They won 3 rings together.
But they wasn't a good duo.
And they went to 4 NBA.
They was beefing
finals.
the whole time. They didn't even like each other. They didn't even. I mean, they
You don't
didn't
have to
even
like
do
each
nothing.
other to work together, Gibson.
No, they didn't even do nothing.
Come on, Gibson. That's
Together as a duo, they didn't do nothing. Where the alley oops? You know, where the pick and rolls? They didn't do nothing together. That's why I didn't put them on the list. They're garbage.
3 championships.
It's just because they was on the same team.
3 championships. I don't never see Ben. What's your guy name?
Ben Simmons. You know who he is. Why you playing like that?
And Joel Embiid. They never do nothing together.
They're not on the list either.
They won't ever be on the list.